Good afternoon. If you ever wondered why old Volvos have such massive bonnets on them, here's the reason. It's a massive engine. It's a big engine anyway, but one of the things I love about these cars is everything is so nicely spaced out for you. A bit like the not Land Rover these days. They're a completely different beast, but much like the old Land Rovers, these were built to be serviced and maintained by their owners. So everything's nicely laid out for you. Everything's very easily accessible. All except one little thing, which I've discovered this afternoon. This is quite a late model Volvo 940. Being a late model, mid-90s, 1995 this one is, they were having to try and keep up with emission regulations in the EU. This one, obviously, it harks back to the 70s, really, this engine. Never really changed over the years, but as things progressed, and this, as I said, this is a very late model. 2 or 3 years after this one was built, you couldn't get these anymore. They just weren't considered. They weren't considered eco. So they changed to front-wheel drive, reduced all the weight. They went to a 5-cylinder engine rather than a 4-cylinder. This is a 4-cylinder rear-wheel drive. As I said, anyway, most of it is really nicely laid out, very easy to work on. It's an absolute dream. But because it's a late model, look, I'm dealing with something today. Let me just see if I can get the old Phoenix on it for you. Right, okay, we're going side. What is... Oh no, I'm not going to get it. Tablet's too big, I can't get in there. Anyway, there's a very simple little thing that needs doing on these on a regular basis, which is cleaning out the breather system. These old Volvo engines are slightly unusual in that they don't have a PCV valve. What they do as an alternative is the entire crankcase and all the rest of it, it's all under a vacuum. Everything is under a negative pressure, under a vacuum. And there are bits and pieces here and there which get blocked. One of them being the oil breather box, which is hidden back here. On a standard earlier model B230 engine, which is what this is, it's a B230 engine. On an earlier standard one, you can get straight into that box and you can unbolt it. 2 12mm bolts, no problem. Take them straight out, take the thing out, clean it. No blockages. Keeps your breather system nice and clear, keeps the engine running efficiently. Unfortunately on mine, because it's a late model, they were trying desperately. Volvo weren't quite ready at the time that all of the emissions regulations were coming in. They weren't quite ready to release their new vehicles. This old engine was scrapped basically because of emissions. As a last ditch attempt, you can't really see it, unfortunately, even if I get my torch on it. As a last ditch attempt, they've fitted some sort of I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's not even covered in the Haynes manual, and I can't find any reference to it on YouTube. There's a little debris here. You can see my spanner sitting on it now. Seems to be some kind of pressure regulator on the fuel system. Not only the fuel system, but it seems to incorporate this this vacuum breather system. It's getting a bit complicated down there. It's just taken me 4 hours to take the flipping thing off. I've got to take it out and clean it, basically. It's clogged. You can see I've got one end of it off here. That's all nice and clear. You can see that. That's the intake. It's the outlet down that end, which is filthy and horrible. And to pass the emissions test on my MOT, I've got to get it cleaned. It's been an absolute nightmare. I got there in the end. These engines are famous for being so easy to work on, so well laid out. And look at that, it is. Just glimpse it. That is absolutely easy to work on. You've got all the space in the world. As a last ditch attempt at meeting EU regulations, they shoved this little thing in the way. There it is. It's got to come off. It has come off. I've got there, but I've had enough today. That was hard work. As you can see, all the injectors are off, the rails are off. My engine is literally in pieces at the moment, but it's all good. It all needs doing, and I'm very pleased I'm doing it, because it's worth keeping these old cars on the road. Despite the large amount of pollution that they produce, it is not a touch on the amount of pollution that goes into producing cars that we're all encouraged to buy, that last you 8 or 10 years, 100,000 miles maximum, and that's it. They're done. They're gone. You think about all of the pollution involved in producing those cars again and again and again. You get yourself a nice 25-year-old Volvo. I'm convinced I'm doing the planet a favour. There you go, Helga. Good luck, girl.